Hello guys, myself Dipesh Vaishnav and today I am here to discuss about collision theory. Now first thing in our mind that comes we hear about collision theory is what is collision? The first thing that any two particle collide together is called collision. Collide means टक्कर होना, ठीक है सिंपल भाषा में. चलो now we will discuss about collision theory. So first thing that this theory is based on kinetic theory of gases and it is given by Walter Lewis and Max Strout. What I said? There are two scientists, Max Strout and Walter Lewis in 1918 gives this theory, and this theory is generally based on kinetic theory of gases, because we hear in kinetic theory that gaseous molecules are collide elastically to each other. So in the same way, when a chemical reaction occur, so in chemical reaction reactants are present, so these reactant molecules collide together and make product. And how they produce product? There is a certain condition. Just like we can, a proper definition of collision theory says that when two reactant molecules combine together in a certain way with a certain amount of energy, they produce product. Now this is the proper definition of collision. Now we will discuss about some main postulates of collision theory. First is that all reactant molecules are considered as a solid sphere. All reactant molecules considered as a solid sphere. Like small balls. In childhood days, we are playing these small balls that are jumping many times. So all reactant molecules are considering as a hard sphere. And second postulate is when two reactant molecules that are assumed to be hard sphere collide together, they can produce product by collision. And the third postulate is all collisions are not produce product. Here what we see that if I say that all reactant molecules collide together, they can make product. But what I say, all reactant molecule collide, but all collisions of reactant molecules cannot product, because the way they collide is defined that they can produce product or not. Generally I say is that when two reactant molecules combine in a reaction, thousands, millions of reactant molecules combine, but all collisions not produce product. So which collision produce product? So there is a two type of collisions we will discuss, that is one effective collision. First here we discuss about effective collision, and second we will discuss about ineffective collision. Now what is effective collision and what is ineffective collision? When two reactant molecules collide together, if they produce a certain amount of energy by the collision, and what is this energy? We will here understand about a graph. For example, we draw a graph between energy level and reaction coordinates. Here reactant molecules and here we can say product. So for example, when two reactant molecules collide together, these two reactant molecules collide each other. If their collision is effective, so they attain a certain amount of energy, and this energy says that activation energy. This energy level says that what? Activation energy. And if they cross this activation energy barrier, their collision produce a certain amount of energy which equal to or greater than activation energy, so they make product. So here I say that all collisions not produce product, only those effective collisions which attain a certain amount of energy, that is called activation energy or threshold energy, can produce product. And this type of collision is called effective collision. And other all collisions that did not produce product are called ineffective collisions. Now second thing we discuss about detail in how effective collision is occur. So here we also take an example. Here we also take an example. For example, a reaction H2 plus I2 gives 2HI. H2 plus I2 gives 2HI. Here we say that we consider a H2 molecule, and here we consider I2 molecule. Hydrogen, iodine. If they collide in a certain way means proper orientation. This is factor that is responsible for effective collision. For example, if I say that this H2 molecule is like in this way, H, and this I2 molecule is like in this way. If they collide in this way, so these two molecules collide, but these do not collide each other. So this is called ineffective collision, which not produce product. But if H2 and I2 molecule combine in this way, that is a proper orientation, so they produce product. Just like this, these bonds are weaker and these bonds are stronger. So here we can say that HI is made, here HI is made, 2 moles of HIs are made. So this is called effective collision. We are understand like example of reaction. So here these two reactant molecules combine and produce a certain amount of energy that is greater than activation energy, and combine in a proper orientation, so they make product. If they did not collide in a certain way or proper orientation, could not produce activation energy that is required for to produce product, so they cannot make product. This is no product formation, and here product formation is occur because it is effective collision. Now we will discuss about the factor affecting effective collisions. Now what is the factor affecting effective collision? First, energy barrier. When two reactant molecule combine, so they definitely must attain a minimum amount of energy that is called activation energy or threshold energy, so they remain produced. So first is energy barrier. Second is proper orientation. Proper orientation means head-on collision. Head-on means just like this. Head-on collision is occur. If head-on collision is occur between two reactant molecules, so that is called effective collision and make product. So these two factors that are responsible for effective collision and product formation. Now we will discuss about mathematically, that is what is collision frequency. What is collision frequency? Collision frequency is such that collisions per second per unit volume. Collisions occur between two reactant molecules in a per second per unit volume is called collision frequency. Now we understand in simple example. For example, here a table in my hand, like here a table, and there is a large table. My hand is small, but assume to be a large table. On that table, if put I put 5 balls, and from corner of the table I hit a ball, X ball, I hit that X ball. So there is much lesser chances to all balls are collide each other, or per unit volume collision occur very less. Per unit volume, if I take per unit volume, collision occur very less. But if I take 100 balls on that table and then I hit a ball from corner of the table, so there is a probability and much higher chances that per unit volume collision is occur in greater number. So that is collision frequency. Per second per unit volume, number of collisions how many occurs. So if collision frequency is greater, so we can say that rate of reaction is greater. Why? That is explained, that is understood by mathematically. If we define K is equals to A e की power minus EA upon RT, that is a Arrhenius equation. Which are also involved in collision theory. What Arrhenius equation says that here K is rate constant and A is pre-exponential factor. This A contain two factors. First is orientation factor. orientation factor, I assume to be X, and second contain collision frequency, that is shown by Z. So these two factor involved in a Arrhenius factor, that is also called pre-exponential factor. So when proper orientation is occur and collision frequency is greater, and what is this term show? E is equals to minus EA by RT. Orientation is right, collision frequency is greater, and if I say that the reactant molecules can cross the energy barrier, that is activation energy barrier. So these are those molecules which cross the activation energy barrier. So if all these things are greater, so we can say that rate constant is greater. If rate constant is greater and rate is directly proportional to rate constant, the rate of reaction is increased. So collision theory of rate of reaction is generally this, that 3 points, only 3 points we have to comes in our that we have to learn in our mind. That is, first, collision frequency. If collision frequency is greater, so collision occur when in large number, and collision occur large number with proper orientation, and the collision between reactant molecules attain a certain amount of energy, that is activation energy. So they may produce product in large amount. If produce product large amount, okay, rate constant increases, and rate constant is increases, then rate of reaction also increases. So that is about the collision theory. We will discussing a whole scenario of collision theory in shortly, and now we finally discuss about some limitations of collision theory. That is, first limitation is, if I say that if we learn in postulates of collision theory that reactant molecule are considered as a hard spare, but actually they are not hard spare. For example, if I say a reactant molecule is CH4 methane, if I take methane as a reactant molecule, so methane has a tetrahedral structure, we all know that. So how we assume it a hard spare? It is a tetrahedral structure. Any other molecule, if I say that I say that NH3, ammonia as a reactant molecule, ammonia also has a tetrahedral pyramidal structure. So how we assumed it a hard spare? So there are this is the limitations of collision theory. Second limitation is that collision theory fails to explain higher rates of chain reactions. Now what is higher rates of chain reaction? Generally they are photochemical reactions occurs that are very fastly higher chains, because chains are made in this reaction. This is how they collide, not explained by collision theory. Now third limitation is collision theory not explain how heterogeneous reaction is occur. Now what is heterogeneous reaction? So guys, heterogeneous reaction is just like if two reactant molecule collide, if both reactant molecule are in gaseous phase, so they are homogeneous. If they are in liquid phase, they are also, if they are in solid phase, homogeneous. If one reactant molecule in liquid phase, one reactant molecule in gaseous phase, or if I say that one reactant molecule in gas phase and other reactant molecule in solid phase, so that is heterogeneous type of reaction. So how these type of heterogeneous reactant collide together, that is not explained by collision theory. So there is also a limitation. And the last limitation is, we can see that all bimolecular reactions are generally second order, but we read about also pseudo first order reaction in which molecularity is 2 but order is first. So how the pseudo first order reaction, how in pseudo first order reaction collision is occur, that is also not explained by the collision theory, because their order is first, so their molecularity also first, they are pseudo first order. So how in that reaction reactant molecule combines. So this is the whole scenario of collision theory. We will discussing about shortly. First thing, collision theory is based on kinetic theory of gases. Second thing, effective collision is must for produce product. And the third thing, the reactant molecule that collide to each other must attain a certain amount of energy, that is called threshold energy or activation energy. If they not possess that certain amount of energy, so this is called ineffective collision. And the third thing, collision frequency is also important factor to occur, increase the rate of reaction. If collision frequency is greater, so there are greater chances to occur effective collision and greater the rate of constant, and if the greater is the rate of constant, greater is the rate of reaction. So this is how we explain or understand that what is collision theory of rate of reaction. Thank you for listening to me, and if you like, so please like video. Okay.